Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. All good? Great.
Look, you can really see. Oh yeah. I would freeze. Of course.
Just this. For the warm weather. Yeah, of course. It is. This weather is just that it? What's the low and down? So you have to go. Like it's just you did. Imagine. Next year. How is it? That's good.
Well, I was planning on those.
Yeah.
He's like, sleeping back here.
Y'all look super comfortable. You guys can make sure you're good. Are you guys okay? Right. A lot of happiness.
You don't have your camera working here.
I got a notepad. Take notes.
I need something. I need more effort. Yeah. Your effort was strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would put the same.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's right. PK.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful place in the world. I'm early days.
I like it a lot.
We're gonna do it again.
And Neil wearing his flip flops.
LC Ross was like, Dad, come on, get up there.
Jay was.
We're like, how are we gonna carry him down?
Who has the hot shit? Who has the shot? These are things that you really straight apart.
Change something totally different.
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's up, bro? You alright? I saw the whole match throughout the day. I just want to make sure.
Okay. That's crazy. I mean, how much? You got a room in Florida. I know we're crazy. So do you just come up here?
Rabbit will. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Where else? Nice.
He made
See this? I made it. Yeah, probably. Is that where
Oh, you follow.
I would imagine if Pittsburgh wins, they would come here, right? Wins, you guys.
Elijah.
I bought Amazon. I shipped it. Yeah. They, no, I was doing it. Yeah, I had a little space heater, and I had that thing up to about 80 degrees and stuff. Yeah, good to see you. Appreciate you.
Hey, Ryan.
I know.
I'm seeing. I'm about to do that. Back by a sunup.
Yeah, he yelled at me, man. It wasn't me. It didn't even know me. He was like, hey, shut the door.
All right. Thank you to the fans and the great job that they did, along with the grounds crew of cleaning things up and making that field playable. And they did a great job. Has to go off to our team for the job that they did, and really for the Dolphins. I thought they came out and bared with all the weather. It's a little bit different than down in Miami, and I thought both teams handled that pretty well. But, and then there are a bunch of things. But our defense with the third down ratio was incredible, and the job that they did. 1 for 12 on third downs. That's quite a stat there. And then there are a bunch of individual efforts. Offensively, I'd start with the offensive line. Defensively, I'd start with the defensive line. And then there were good individual efforts in there, whether it was George with a couple sacks that he had, Chris Jones, and those guys brought all their mad money with them. And then Leo on special teams did a great job. I think he was getting used to it on the second return and was feeling himself a little bit, but he did a nice job there on the kickoff returns. Rice for his day. It's hard to believe that he's a rookie, but 8 catches for 130 yards. That's tremendous. Pacheco, 23 carries for 82 yards. Bucker kicking a ball that was like a rock out there, and the great job that he did. Bolton, another one with all those tackles that he had. And the biggest part, he's doing this with one hand. I mean, he's got a cast on his other hand, and he was, at the same time, he's leading that defense and making sure everybody's going in the right directions. Pat had a nice day just right from the get-go. I mean, I don't think they were anticipating us throwing the ball quite as much as we did, but we were able to come out and sling it. A lot of quarterbacks can't do that, what he did in that kind of weather. So anyways, Kelsey, I mean, the list goes on. So it was one of those good days. And my hat goes off again to the Dolphins. Their head coach, their coordinators, they've really done a nice job down there. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Andy, you mentioned a minute ago it's hard to believe that Rice is real. Was there a point where you got to with him during the season where you said, okay, he's beyond what we thought maybe he was going to be as a rookie?
Well, we were hoping that he was as good as what we saw at SMU, and I'll tell you the best part about him is he just keeps working. I mean, he's relentless with that, and he's got a good relationship. He's got Pat's respect, and he wants to do it the right way. I know how many times I've stood up in front of you and go, we're this close with him. He's getting better every week, and so I think we've seen that the last 5 games.
Andy, with Patrick's run, the play we got hit and the chunk of the helmet came off. Is that a bit of a rarity to see, and would you rather seen him slide, or you're good with him trying to make?
Yeah, that was a tough one because he was going to get the first down, right? So, and then they missed a tackle. Then he got kind of caught in the washing machine, and once you go, now you're just survival right there. You got all those defensive guys, so he bear down on it and tried to score.
And is it a little bit sort of testament to his will to win that's how he's going to do it?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us in there have any question about that. He just his will to win is ridiculous. So I mean, he's a great competitor.
Coach, how impressed were you with Steve Spagnuolo's plan? It just seemed like Tua never could really find a rhythm.
Yeah, listen, I thought Steve had an unbelievable plan. I thought the guys executed it well. That's not an easy defense to learn, and that's why when I tell you about Bolton being able to get everybody lined up and ready to go, and in the front end and back end, he does great with that. But they've got a great connection between them. So Bolton's like a coach out there, and Drew was able to come in and pick that up too. And when Bolton's out, he jumps in and does the same thing. But Spags he's a great mind, does a heck of a job with his guys. I'll tell you the same thing on the offensive side. I thought Nags had a great plan. The guys executed it. I thought Andy Heck's group, that really did a good job, as did Joe's on the defensive line. And that's, you get in the playoffs. I mean, it's kind of where it starts. So you got to make sure that you're sound there.
How about specifically the job the defense did on Tyreek?
Yeah, listen, Tyreek's a great player. I mean, a great player. And you saw the one catch he had. But you don't see Tyreek get knocked down very often, but Snead did that. And I have a hard time believing there's another corner as good as him in this league. He's really playing well and challenging. And you've got McDuffie on the other side who is doing the same thing. I mean, he's playing great football. So, as is the secondary. So, I mean, David's done a nice job with that group. Yeah.
You're kind of in an odd position of not knowing your opponent for 2 days.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Well, you look at a couple different teams, we'll find a way to make it work, but the rest is good for the guys.
Andy, I know you were able to make it mind over matter about the weather, but it looked like you had to deal with some icicles in the mustache. Can you just say, bring it?
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is it falls off, right? So.
Good.
All right, good. Thanks. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Patrick, have you ever had a part of a helmet get cracked off like that before?
I have not. I'm sure it had to do with it being really cold. But yeah, I didn't know what happened in the moment, but I got in the huddle and everybody was telling me, and I was like, I got y'all, but I'm not coming out the game. So we could figure it out on the sideline. So I was hoping we scored. Obviously, we didn't end up getting in the end zone, but yeah, it was a first for me.
And whose helmet came in? It wasn't a backup that just happened to be out.
They have a backup that's out there. We got to talk about where we store the backup because it was like frozen. So like when I tried to put it on, it was completely frozen. I couldn't get it on. I don't know if anyone got a picture of it. It didn't look great. But we were able to adjust it on the sideline, get it kind of warmed up a little bit, and get rolling from there.
Other than that, you feel like you guys handled the conditions about as well as you reasonably could have?
Yeah, I mean, they did it. They brought a lot of pressure. I wish I would have been able to make some of those throws. We had some guys kind of running free downfield. I missed a couple of them. But other than that, I thought the guys accepted the challenge. We were able to throw the ball. We were able to run the ball against some of those pressures. I thought the O-line did a great job. I mean, we had that mentality all week is we're going to go out there and play football. We know it's cold, but we're going to go out there and play football and see what happens.
How important has Rasheed become as an outlet for you?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great, man. He's getting better and better every single week. Some of those guys hit that rookie wall, and it seems like he just kind of pushed right through it, and he just continued to get better and better. And he's a great player. He has that right mentality. He comes to work every single day, and he made a lot of great plays for us today that helped us win the football game.
Patrick, I know that you're on the sideline when the defense is out there, but it seemed like they just were really confusing to a lot. I wonder from your perspective, just the difficulty of what he might have been facing.
Yeah, no, I talked about it, I think, in training camp. I was like, I really would not want to play our defense because it's not just – we have great players. We have great players all around every single level. You have players, you have depth. Guys rotate in, can do it all. And then you have Spags in this scheme. And all the guys are so well coached in the scheme that they use it to their advantage. And you don't never know where they're at. I mean, Sneak can play inside, outside. McDuffie can play inside, outside. All the linebackers can guard and can make tackles. And it's hard to get a beat on what they're doing. And so that's what I knew in training camp. I was like, man, I'm glad I don't have to play those guys because that would be tough.
Patrick, given your chance to sort of look back at what you wanted to sort of fix in that little 10-minute window, you said one of them was pocket awareness, footwork, just because they're blitzing so much and the fact that you sort of found the right times when to go, just what worked for you, especially when you are surprised that maybe a team's blitzing that much?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that they might blitz a little bit. I mean, they did a little bit against Buffalo, against Josh a little bit. So I try to have answers for every single play. For the most part, I thought I did. Even though if I didn't hit it, I was going to the right spot and on time, trying to give our guys chances to make plays. I mean, obviously, it was more than we expected. I think it had to do with our offensive line was blocking so well when they weren't blitzing. So they had to bring some pressure to kind of get some pressure on me and get the ball out of my hand. I thought guys accepted the challenge well. Obviously, we got to continue to get better in the red zone. We're getting down there, but we got to get in the end zone. If that's running, throwing, whatever that is. But other than that, I thought we played a pretty good game offensively. But we got to continue to get better and better as the playoffs go. Yeah, they did a great job. They did a tremendous job. I mean, when you have those extra guys and they're able to kind of block one but get a hand on another guy to give me time to throw the ball down the field, that takes kind of chemistry together. That takes guys just being accountable to one another. And then the running backs did a good stepping up, making their blocks and protection as well. And so whenever there was 4-man rushes, they did a really good job of protecting against Wilkins and 92 in there. And so and then whenever they did bring the pressures, they did a good job giving me enough time to throw the ball down the field, and we hit some. And obviously, I want to hit more, but we were able to score some points.
Can you take us through that fourth down scramble play?
Yeah, they did a good job. We were expecting pressure. We were expecting some type of man coverage. They played zone. It covered it really well, but I mean, offensive line blocked for a long time, gave me that window. I was able to run. Obviously, was going for the first down, and then got down the sideline and got us into the red zone. So. I was just happy Coach Reed, he was confident in us to do that. After I kind of made not a great read on the play before, I could have handed it off. I was trying to be like Penix, but we stole that play from him, and it worked for them. And I pitched it, and the corner was out there, so he's better than me at that. So I got to make sure I ask him next time what the read is on that and how he's able to read that. Yeah, and we saw the play and thought it was sweet, but obviously the corner stayed a little bit further out against us. And I still pitched it, so it's not great. But we made it work on fourth down, and we were able to kind of continue to get the drive going.
Besides the cracked helmet, I'm just wondering how the conditions affected you today, affected the offense.
Yeah, I mean, it was windy. I think you saw some of the throws downfield. They kind of carried more or didn't carry enough. And I thought the guys did a great job of getting themselves open. I mean, it was cold. I'm not going to lie. It was cold, but I think at the end of the day, you got to just be mentally tough enough to just say that it's not going to affect how we play. That's not going to affect my effort. If something doesn't work, I'm going to come back next time and keep firing. And it wasn't going to be like we were going to just run the football. We ran the football well, but at the same time, you got to throw the football in order to have success in this league. And I take that as a challenge to be able to go out there and throw whenever teams are playing that aggressive coverage.
A couple more. What was it?
I was supposed to hand it off. If you hand it off, I mean, they had guys in there, but there's a better chance than what we had. I'm kind of reading that corner / in man on the line, and I knew he was off, but I was hoping because they brought the cover zero type pressure that maybe he would kind of squeeze a little bit tighter, and he didn't. He made a great play. But we were able to get the first down next time, so it worked out. I was able to run and make up for my own mistake.
Have you changed your approach with the way that your defense is playing right now, particularly in the postseason?
I mean, you have to. I think I learned that this year because, when it's not there, you got to be able to throw it underneath and punt the ball, flip the field, and not be frustrated with it. I have that mentality where I want to score every single time. I played in the Big 12. I want to score every single time. But when your defense is playing like that, you have to find what's the best way to win the football game. And if that's punting the ball, flipping the field, letting them get a stop for us, and then scoring the next drive, that's what you got to do.
Last one,
On the cracked helmet run, you had the first, I think, already, and I guess could have slid it, but you didn't. What can you go through what you saw? And
yeah, I was trying to get in there. I was trying to get in that end zone. A young Pat would have got in. I'm getting a little old. Like Tennessee, I would have spun, got up in there, but I got squared up and got my helmet cracked. But I try not to do it too much. But it's playoff time. Sometimes you got to put it on the line and try to get in the end zone to win football games.
All right, thank you.
How much did you win?
What?
Those cheers?
They usually are.
It's like being there so far in here. Nice.
Come in here, it's like,
Jesus. Yours and Six, 9, 91, 93, 15. They beat 91. They beat the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders. 93. They beat the Steelers and New Orleans. And then 15. They beat the Texans. And so now this is 6 years in a row. Entire district. Yeah, I think that's
All right.
Or just overall, how do you think the defense plays?
I think we played great. Our strength is kind of playing off of each other, our chemistry, guys being selfless and coming together, staying disciplined. So, great team win.
What's the big challenge to your passing?
just like you said, I mean, they got guys everywhere. They got all those skills. It's like a track team out there, you know. They got a bunch of fast guys. They got a great O-line, running backs. Tua's great, can make all the throws. I think they were the number one offense, you know, by all the metrics and whatnot. So they're a challenge every time you play them. But, you know, we had a good game plan going in. Spags was dialing up some stuff, so it was great.
You kind of alluded to this is the second highest scoring offense in the league, and in 2 games you held them to 21 points total.
Yeah.
What's it say about this defense and its ability to kind of rise up to the level of an opponent like that?
Yeah, we always talk about whenever you play a great offense or a team that has a great defense, you know, matching and exceeding what they're going to do. But for us, it's the same game plan in terms of the basics every single time, and just staying disciplined and staying together.
What were the biggest challenges of the conditions tonight?
And I mean, it was cold, but like it's fine.
It was fine, the field, and
It was like hard at some points, but it wasn't anything crazy.
Justin Reed mentioned, you know, throughout the game, sometimes you're rushing 4, other times 3, sometimes even 2. Just what did you make of Joe Cullen and Spags' plan and you guys in good position?
Yeah, I mean, Spags going to dial stuff up to, you know, to let the guys eat. And, you know, sometimes I was dropping. Sometimes we had Chris dropping, but you know, it was great. You know, Spags let us do what we're good at. And, yeah, Coach Cullen gets us prepared all week with the rush plan, getting guys in position, coaching guys up. And, yeah, it was great team win, just like I said.
Anyone else?
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Are we waiting on anyone?
yeah, well, that's right. I'm off to school.
Oh, I thought you said he just left.
No.
I was confused. I thought you said
Who's
Carl
still coming
left.
I thought you said Richard left too, and I was like, what are we doing?
What are we sitting here? Yeah,
First taste of playoff football, man. What you think about it?
Feel like, to be honest, it was another game. Obviously, it was real cold out there, but as far as, you know, us, you know, being the Chiefs, we just kind of took a different look and another step for this game.
Did you tell the level of intensity raised?
Yeah, 100%. Just from when we started practice, we had a jog through, and it was not a jog through. We was going full speed, so I just kind of could tell right there.
What happened with your ankle on the sideline and just how are you?
I'm fine. I just kind of tweaked it on the sideline. There's a lot of dirt over there, and the dirt's real hard from, you know, the cold weather right now, but it's all good.
Did you just like kick down into the turf and it felt like you were kicking concrete, or what happened?
I'm pretty sure my right leg got hit, and I probably just tripped myself on the play, trying to get the first.
How much you progressed from you guys first played the Dolphins to what you showed tonight?
I would say I've progressed a lot. A lot of our offense. I mean, if I could have known this as soon as I could, but a lot of our offense, you know, goes off of man and zone defense. And as far as, you know, if it's zone or man at the beginning of the play, it could change, and you'll be able to, you know, change your route in the middle of the play.
What's from the start of training camp to today, where do you think you've made the most growth that allowed you to have a game like you had tonight?
I would say just taking everything that I'm learning in the meetings and being able to translate that onto the field in practice.
That first drive you had, kind of got used to that, related to the weather a little bit, but then you end up getting a touchdown. Talk us through that first drive and how you did acclimate both the weather and getting acclimated with Miami.
I mean, they were in zero. A lot of the time you see that today. And, in their zero, we know that Pat's going to get the ball out quick. So it's best for us to get open as fast as we can. And, just being able to know how to get open as fast as you can on certain routes, that's all we had to do on that.
The Cincinnati game, you guys are moving the ball. The comfort level that you guys have, you seem to be showing moving the ball down the field.
It all starts in practice for us. We just gotta take it day by day, to be honest. The past, everything that happened in the prior season, before this postseason, it's all gone to us, and we're just looking forward to, the next game.
Rookie records for the Chiefs now, receptions that season, now yards in a playoff game. How does it feel to, be able to put your names in the record books for a franchise like this in your rookie season?
It feels great. I'm going out there to just get a win, first of all, but everything else just comes with it. And I look forward to keep putting my name down as much as I can in this program and stay here.
Rashid, have you ever played in a game, anything like this, the conditions, the weather conditions, anything close to it?
Not at all.
How do you feel like you handled it?
Just showed, everybody out here was playing for each other. So it was just like, we just put the weather to the side and knew that the team, our opponents didn't want to be here, out here in this cold as much as we didn't. So we just took it to the chin and showed our love for the game. Yeah.
Tell me what it was like to see that, and I guess how did he sort of react to it?
He knew his helmet was cracked. He just tried to go to the next play. We was like trying to strap his helmet up and stuff. He was like, "Nah, just come on, get the play. You know how Pat is." But he switched out his helmet, and he just didn't like the helmet because it was sitting on the sideline so long. It was super cold and it was hard inside of it.
Have you ever seen that before?
A helmet crack? No, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Pat. I don't know how his helmet cracked or nothing like that. I gotta go watch that play again for real.
Is there a moment that you're already talking with your teammates about man down?
Yeah, to be honest, from our defensive side, Snead, when he jammed Tyreek Hill, that was a great play for me to just be able to watch on the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Was it on your side?
Yeah, it was on our sideline. Yep. So we got first class seats on that one.
As well as you guys, excluding the Chargers game, as well as you guys have been moving the ball the last Cincinnati game and tonight, is there some frustration still in the red zone with not being able to convert more of those drives into touchdowns?
Yeah, of course. Every time we get to the red zone, we expect ourselves, to score a touchdown. Obviously, Harrison does a great job at, what he has to do, when we don't score down there. But we're going to get back to practice and figure out a way to score down there because, scoring touchdowns wins games.
Andy's mustache.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't look at none of our O-line face. Their face would be crazy during the game. But Coach Reed, I did see his mustache. No, we were in game mode. I didn't say nothing.